How's it going? This is Hoiman, and today we're taking a look at the Amakuni Yusei Fudo figure. So for the front of the box, you have a nice window to see the figure inside. And then the box itself is a nice blue color scheme, and I do like the fact that, and this is probably going to be different for everyone, but the box is actually made from recycled materials. And I know some people, well, some collectors like to have their boxes really nice and premium feel, but I actually quite appreciate the use of recycled material because it shows that the company is actually looking out for the environment and stuff. Then you move on to the side, a nice illustration of the figure, and on the other side you have a close-up of the figure. Top you have a window to see inside. It's just pure black for the bottom. And in the back you have various pictures of the figure from various angles, and then at the bottom you have some legal stuff. And to open the box, you just lift open the top cover and slide out the figure. And then you just open up the front cover, and there's the figure all together with his accessories. So here's the actual figure itself, and I have to say this is a really excellent looking figure. It's just such a nice sculpt overall, and there's just so much detail in pretty much every area. So looking closer at the face, I feel that they really captured the likeness of the character. It looks just like him from the show, and then the eyes are really sparkling and nicely painted on. And you have the nice metallic scar as well on his face, which is really nice and striking. And then moving on to his really iconic hair, very nicely sculpted. There's just so much detail in the shading and the sculpt. So on the fringes on the hair, it's all nicely sculpted, and then they all end in really nice sharp edges. And then moving on to the top, you have the nice yellow painted onto the sides as well. This looks really nice. And then on the back you can see all the sharp points, and they are very sharp, so it is. So you just have to kind of be careful of handling the statue overall. But again, it's just very nicely sculpted. Now moving down to his coat, again it's very nicely sculpted. You can see all the folds and creases, makes it look really realistic. And then you have the nice blue, and then you have the lighter and darker shades to really bring out the details. And then these orange pieces are a nice glossy finish. It would be nice if they were like translucent sort of gems, but being glossy works as well. And then down to his arm, again you can see all the folds and creases all the way to his glove. And then of course his right arm is detachable, so you can swap out the arms. And then that's the same for his left hand as well. Just pull it off like so. And then the hand, again, is very nicely sculpted. And then on the other arm, of course, you have the dual disc. And then the whole thing is nice and glossy, so it really stands out from the rest of the figure. And the sculpt overall is just really nice. There's just so much detail to it and looks exactly like how it does from the show. And even the underarm bit of the armor is very nice. And then onto his shirt, you can see the iconic pattern there, very nicely painted on. And then down to his belt, which is a nice glossy finish, very nicely sculpted with the metallic silver parts. And then moving down to his trousers, again, very nice sculpt work here. And then all the shades and the blues and the darker areas really brings out the details. And of course you have the orange parts again, and then down to his boots where you can just see all the lighter shades and tones, and then there's even creases in the boots as well. And just overall a very amazing looking figure. And I do like how the coat is actually really blowing in the wind, really adds dynamic to the whole figure. But that's the figure. Let's take a look at the accessories. So first off, he does come with an interchangeable left hand, which is just a fist. And then he comes with an interchangeable right hand, which has the sign on. It's very nicely detailed and painted on, and it kind of glows as well from the rest of the hand. And then he has an arm to hold a milk accessory, and that's to hold this milk here, which is very simple in its sculpt, and then the inside is just a solid white piece to represent the milk. And he just attached it to his hand like so. And then he also comes with a single card, nicely sculpted and a lot of nice details here. And you can see there's a little slit here, and that's so that you can slot it into his hand, just between the two fingers, like so, and he will have no trouble holding it. And then he also comes with a hand of cards, again nicely sculpted and detailed. There's different colors for the cards. And then these slot into his left hand, like so. And again, he'll have no trouble holding on to them. And then finally, he comes with a display base, and for the most part, it's very nice. It's nice and big, and you have the logo as well as the character's name. But this is probably where my main gripe with the figure is that the pegs to attach to the figure are really thin, and they're made of plastic as well. And they could really easily break. I mean, if you look closely on this peg here, there's slight damage, and that's from when I tried to remove the figure. And even just trying to put on and remove the figure, these tend to be really delicate. So it would be nice if they were thicker pegs, or if they were made out of metal. That way they won't break. But that's pretty much my only gripe with the figure. So my final thoughts are, if you're a huge fan of this character or the show itself, then I highly recommend this figure. There's not a whole lot of Yusei figures out there, and this one is by far the best at the moment. But I will say, he is a limited exclusive figure, so he is quite expensive now. But they have recently announced a re-release of this figure, so you should be able to get him for his regular price soon in the future. And like I already said, although it's a really nice figure, I do feel that the base is a bit fragile. It would be nice if the pegs were bigger or made out of metal. And I guess a little small detail I can point out is that the cards in the deck are much smaller to the ones he holds in hands, and that can be a bit inconsistent and a bit jarring to some people. But I feel it's okay for the most part, since that's how it appears in the show. So it's not really too much of a problem. And although it's nice that he includes interchangeable hands so you can display him differently, I feel that most people would display him in his default pose. So although it's nice that they included accessories for him, I'm not really sure if it was really that necessary. Although I feel that it would be nice if they included the same hand as this, but just with the sign on here instead. But other than that, it's a really amazing looking figure, and then I highly recommend him. That's my review. Thank you for watching, and enjoy some pictures.